I needed an introduction for this video. So I thought, let's get ChatGPT to do it. And as it turns out, I'm not sure if it was good or bad, but let's do this anyway. So, pretend there's background music. I don't have any visuals. Okay, welcome to my programming sanctuary, where creativity meets functionality and lines of code come to life. I'm ZenToad, and in this video, I'll be taking you on a journey through my development environment, where the magic happens. This is more than just a workstation. It's a place of inspiration and innovation. Every line I write here has the potential to shape the digital world and solve real problems. It's almost like ChatGPT has never been a software developer. Ever. At the heart of my setup is a powerful machine meticulously optimized for coding efficiency. No, with seamless multitasking and lightning fast execution, it empowers me to turn ideas into reality. As a side note, I don't really turn ideas into reality. Well, once you start coding, you'll know why. Show your preferred integrated development IDE and code editor. Transition to a clean and organized workspace. That's not going to be happening. At the heart of my setup is this powerful machine. Okay. My trusty IDE. Here. My companion, my code companion, if you will, is where the real magic unfolds with its intelligent auto-completion, debugging, and version control. I feel in complete control. I can't do it. It's just not working at all. This is the dumbest. Zoom in on keyboard and hands typing. I'm not doing that. Look, I'm over here. Okay, let's see. Typing. Wow. And of course, my keyboard. A symphony of clicks is my instrument. Each key press fuels the development process, bringing the concepts of life to every stroke. I mean, showcase my favorite coding libraries and frameworks. I don't bleep and know. But a great developer never works alone. I'm backed by an array of powerful libraries and frameworks, accelerating development and ensuring reliability. I'm going to have a heart attack. This script is going to ensure I get to an early grave. When it comes to collaboration and version control, I rely on Git, my preferred version control system, ensuring seamless teamwork and effortless project management. Wow. Show your favorite software project planning. No, I don't do project planning on my own. Forget that. Throw that out. Code compilation. This in the realm of code and logic. My creativity knows no bounds. For the initial compilation to the final execution, I witness my ideas come to life. Show a satisfying code test running successfully. That would be any test that runs more than once. Like if I made the test yesterday and it runs today, oh, I'm happy. But let's not forget the thrill of testing. My God, with each successful run, I refine and perfect my creations one at a time. Together, they form the foundation of my journey as a developer. Step 1 is make sure you have these things installed. Visual Studio 2022, everything, which is a search tool that is amazing. And Commander is what I use for console. You could use whatever you want. So the first thing I do is I have a folder with a sample project. I open up my editor of choice, which is NeoVim. And here is our project. We have a main.c, which we're going to compile. So how do we compile this? What do we do? Well, we're going to write a batch file. Now, before you go all crazy saying you should use a build system, no, I don't want to. Look at this. CMake, Gradle, Make, CLion, FastBuild, Maven, Premake, MS Build, Ninja, Mason, Skunk. Well, I already don't care. At work, you're going to use whatever you use. Work tells you what to do, and it's basically going to be set up already. I'm doing my own stuff on the side. I want as little hassle as possible. I want everything to work. I want to know every single thing that my program is doing. The dogs are being very quiet. I suspect they're being bad. We must go check on them. So we're not going to use a build system. We're just going to make a batch file, and it's super easy. CL is the name of the Windows compiler, and then main.c. And that's it. For now, that's all we need to do. So here we go back to our console, and we type build.bat. And what happens? Nothing. CL is not recognized. The reason is because it has to be in the path, and it isn't in the path in this. So this is where it requires a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of everything. PC vars 64.bat. We use everything to find it. Here it is. We do Control-Shift-C. Control-Shift-C will copy the path for the file. So now we paste it in here. We run it. It doesn't work because it needs quotes, because there's spaces in the path. Boom. Now, if we do CL, now we have uses. So now if we type CL, now we have, it works. So build, and it ran. And we can see we actually have here main.exe. We run that, main, and it prints out hello world. So you might say to yourself, well, that's cool and all, but I don't want to have to do this every time. Neither do I, and I don't. So here's what we do. So I've created a very simple file called startup.bat. So this gets run whenever we code. We sit down, we click on our icon to start up our console, and this just gets run. How does that work? You can create a new console, and you have all these startup commands. You can tell it, hey, I'd like to start up Zentoad. And you see it runs the script. And that's because if you look at the Zentoad task, this gets run. It opens up the directory, calls init.bat. That's the commander's thing. And then we run our startup.bat. And then we start a new console in the directory we want it to. So then what happens is you come over here to your icon and you go to properties. It's kind of hard to see. What we do is we say /task and then Zentoad. So that means when we double click this icon, it's going to call commander, and it passes to the commander's command line. Very meta. Task Zentoad. So when we double click this, it runs the batch file and then sets a directory to where we want. So now if we say CL, it just works. In its very simplest form, this is how my environment is set up. We have Commander, we have NeoVim. We run the batch file so that the console can find the compiler. And then we put that in another batch file that runs when we just double click on the icon. Then we added the task to Commander. Then in the shortcut, we set the task name so it runs. And now we don't have to remember any of that. We just double click on the icon and we start a project. When we have a new project, we just cut and paste the icon, we make a new task, we call it a new thing, we make a new folder, we set all that stuff up, and then we've got a new project. It's really easy to start a new project. Maybe that's a bad thing because I start a lot of projects without finishing them, but this is what I do when I'm coding on my own. Obviously not at your day job, but when you're doing your own stuff, this is one way to do it. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned as I take you deeper into the wonders of coding, sharing tips and insights along the way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me on this exciting adventure.